Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This case is regarding an SVG intervention. It's a slightly different ball game than coronary artery PCI. This was a 67-year-old male who was presented with an inferior wall MI 1 week back. So he presented 1 week back after an MI to us with an angina. He has had a CABG 2 years back. His risk factor was a smoker, dyslipidemic, EF was down to 40%, and the wall motion abnormality was in the RC territory. The angiography which was done showed severe triple vessel disease, and lima to the LAD and SVG to OM were patent, whereas the SVG to the right coronary artery showed a lesion. The SVG intervention was planned after a week when conservative management failed and when we could get the distal protection device. So this is the native vessel, left side. This is the lima to the LAD. This is to the OM, and this is a native RCA, almost totally occluded. And this is the SVG to RCA. This is the angio finding. Now, if you see how things change in 1 week time when we started the intervention, this is the AR catheter, and you see that it's totally occluded with thrombus and atheromatous tissue. Inserting the distal protection device become easier, these devices. This is the Abbott vascular EmboShield device, and you can see this is the catheter, the catheter to which we introduce the device, and once you pull the catheter back, the device gets flared up and implanted. So first with this thrombus load and this occlusion, I thought balloon daughtering would help, but it was of no avail here. And then a balloon dilatation of the same balloon was done, and you see there was a mild trickle of flow into the SVG. I wanted to trap the thrombus with the Promus element, the stent, 38mm stent proximally, but again you see there's a similar situation. Thrombosuction was against reverse stride, and this also led to not much avail. We started on GP2B at this point of time too, and then I thought that maybe we just missed the main lesion. I did a balloon dilatation of the distal stent, and with all this the chest pain was also worsening, and then a distal stent was implanted just to plaster the whole SVG. And remember, we had to be proximal to this filter, because if we touch the filter, then it might damage it and you cannot retrieve it back. After that, since it was not improving, there was another situation that might be the whole filter has got clogged, and we pulled with this retrieval system, the retrieval catheter, and then pulled the system back, the DPD back. As you can see, it is being pulled back. The wire is one which is supplied with it says 014, I think, is supplied with the DPD system. So that DPD filter system will not work in any other wire. It is the same wire which is supplied in the pack. So next we put in thrombosuction again, and then a microcath and delivery of vasodilators distally. See, once we tried 2 or 3 vasodilators, I think it was adenosine which finally worked. You see, once we were putting it distally, see the flow was good. This is dye mixed with adenosine probably, and so we used adenosine, diltiazem, and nitroprusside too. And then you see the final result. So somehow it comes back, in a moment. If the whole, either some vasospasm due to release molecules like serotonin, or due to clogging of microchannels or capillaries. So once it relents, and then you see the flow is acceptable. So the take-home messages was that the SVG lesion, as in my case, it worsened rapidly. So in 1 week's time, the whole thing got occluded. So they are much more propensity to get occluded than a coronary artery, even though the patient was on heparin during this stay. So DPD used filter devices is class 1, and thrombosuction in bailout situations can be used. Even you can give these vasodilators through the thrombosuction device. So that is a greater diameter, so better distal delivery of vasodilators is important. And SVG intervention has much more morbidity and mortality if you compare with the coronary artery PCI, more periprostheal MI, and this intervention require a lot of patience, and you have to handle very gently, because you can damage the SVG, there might be perforation of the SVG, and the filter device when you're using, if you touch the filter device, or if the device thing is, if you try and move it much, or your delivery catheter or thing is not used well, that may it is very difficult for the filter to be retrieved. It might get sometimes very difficult to retrieve, and the case might get complicated. Thank you very much.